All right, I'm ready to get to it. What about y'all?
All
Y'all
right.
ready for
Yes.
this? Okay then.
She come in like she have a real television show. Got the music. Sounds good.
Well, I want to wake you up this morning.
I love it.
You love it.
I love it.
Thank you. I want y'all to come in and feel good. God don't make no mistakes.
No.
And before I get going, I know Pastor John. I'm so grateful to have you on this platform. Just coming in this morning, we met these wonderful people at the Women's Boss Up convention. What was it?
Yes.
It was actually
Yes.
So I got something to talk about over here,
Mhm.
and then I have my sister namesake, his better half.
That's bad.
Miss Val, Miss Val is special to me because not only is
She
she
have the same name.
not only does she have the same name, but she also has a profession she's in a profession that I know a little bit something about. And so as I was talking to her, she said, "Oh, I'm Val." I'm like, okay. And then I heard doctor. Okay. Y'all heard me say doctor, right? And I said to her, I said, "Oh, you've earned some stripes. So when they address you, put a handle on it."
Come on.
I say anybody that can stay in it. I mean, going to school, studying, you've earned something. It's a lot of us only wish that we can get that far. So I said to her, don't downgrade that. I know that you are a very humble person, and it's nothing wrong with being humble, but you also should be proud that you got through it. So I said, when they address Dr. Val, that's who you are, Dr. Val. So I had to go there and say that because she just was so, just striking to me that night. And she just stood out with such it wasn't
elegance,
yes,
and grace.
And then of course it just made it all right with that name being Val. And then Miss Marcia, who is very, very special. This is my second time having her on. She was on my podcast, and I'm gonna go and really go around the room, and we're gonna tell you guys a little bit about each other, but about yourself. But Miss Marcia had a stroke, and only by the grace of God that oh my God, she has come through it, and she has come through it with fire.
Wow.
Miss Marcia has a book that she has written through this journey, A Stroke Forward. And I love the fact that she didn't just stay stuck. She pressed through it, and I'm gonna let her tell her own story as we get through the through
If
the
you
end of the
have your
show.
phones with you, you can turn your phones on to YouTube and you can see Miss Marcia.
Miss Marcia, if you like to, so you can know. They can, if you want to, Crystal can help you out with. Oh, actually, I can put it on mine. You can put it on mine and then let them see it. Okay. Also, let me go ahead and get started. Pastor John, we always ask for our guests to give us something to describe who they are. And I love what a few words, and I love what Pastor John said. He said, "A wedding is one night, a marriage is a lifetime." Wow. Pastor John, why did you choose that?
Well, let me let's say it how it is.
Okay, thank you.
She kind of paraphrased a little bit. It was good though, but it came to me: a wedding is for a day, honeymoon is for a night, marriage for a lifetime, and divorce ain't an option.
Okay.
Come on now, that's my man.
It ain't
my
our
own words right
yes,
there.
yes.
That comes from a long look back, a reflection on where my family came from. So in saying that broke a lot of generational things that were going on in my family's life. And fortunately, and unbeknownst to me, God would use us. Yes, God would use us to break that chain. So we have quite a story.
Okay.
I hear that song. The song is Rise Up and Be. You don't know my story.
Okay, come on with it. Come on. All righty. Pastor,
Doctor.
No, I'm still
Oh.
on pastor
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
Right.
You are a pastor, and a pastor of what church?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
We are a newly formed church. We started on Mother's Day
Okay.
last year during the pandemic.
Okay.
It's called Heart to Heart Ministries International Inc.
Ink.
Mhm.
Heart
And
to
we
heart.
are currently meeting at 355 FM 1960 West at the
Okay.
Comfort Inn Suites.
Okay.
And matter of fact, our first service from our new location will be tomorrow on Easter.
Okay.
All right,
Not too
from
far from
Mother's
our.
Day to Easter, huh?
Yeah,
Not too.
yeah.
Not
We had
too
a
far.
transition.
All
Yeah.
righty. Not
So
too.
you're bringing in all the bright colors into your
Yes.
service.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
All righty.
Yes.
Dr. Val
Yes.
said that. Tell us a little bit about you. Give me a
I
give me
want,
a
I
couple
want
of
the
words.
camera to focus on this outfit in just a minute. Though. Just look at Dr. Val and sparkly over here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have to switch y'all seats here in the next segment.
Yeah, you look so nice.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about you. Give us a couple of words.
Well, I want to thank you guys for having us on this show.
Oh
Um,
God.
I was super excited about coming. And although I know that we are on a podcast and, we really can't be seen or radio. And
Oh, you can be seen. You're
yeah,
being seen.
I know that now. And my husband was like, was concerned about my outfit.
Oh, you
And-
look gorgeous.
And I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and wear it.
Mhm.
So a little bit about me. My husband only told just a tad bit about our background, where we come from.
Mhm.
And we're from I'm from Saginaw, Michigan.
Mhm.
All right.
No one never heard of Saginaw or
No.
Flint until the water thing.
Right.
And so my husband, I want to make sure I say that right. Kentucky, where you from?
That's like my husband asked me how many years we've been married. I'm laughing because he said, "Tell him how many years you've been married. We've been married." I said, I always say, "Well, baby, the number's too high. So can you help me out?" So I understand now.
42 years
Yes.
that we have been married.
Yeah.
And we come from opposite backgrounds.
Mhm.
Where I come from, I was pretty much raised in Chicago, Illinois, and then family split up. Then we moved to Michigan, and so my background is more like it was being a rebel. It was
Mhm.
growing up not knowing who you were.
Mhm.
And when my mom passed away when I was 13, that's when the village came together to make sure that I got that education.
Mm.
And so I didn't stop until the highest degree, what you could get. And I give God all the glory.
Mhm.
So my background is I am by trade a psychologist, but I am an organizational psychologist, which is clinical. I did all of that, which during the pandemic, I switched over to a fashion, beauty, wellness psychologist.
All right.
And so when you see the sparkly, when you
Yeah.
see the red hair, when you see all the different things,
Yeah.
these are a combination of new adventures.
well, let me
Right,
say
so
this.
this is intentional.
Intentional.
And I want to say this because, and Miss Marcia, I'm going to get to you in 1 second. I want to say this, and it aligns with a lot of us as women. We want to make excuses for being bold and being beautiful,
Mhm.
to make other people feel comfortable
Mhm.
at the detriment of ourselves. So I
Absolutely.
applaud you,
Absolutely.
my sister,
Thank you.
for walking in
Absolutely.
your truth, because the path that God has me on, I'm going to be true to me. And I
Amen.
pray that they can deal with it. And if they can't, that's on them.
Yes.
So I
Val,
applaud you for that.
I love that part. I love that part about you saying that, because what it is, I changed this pandemic was a season of opportunity. So it was new invention, a new way of living. And so this is when my truth really came out as a confident, bold woman.
Yes.
All right.
And so I know that as a woman, we want to look good, we want to smell good, we want to be pretty, we want to be classy,
Yeah.
and we want to be intelligent with that.
Yes.
All right.
And so I switched it to wellness, because this is a part of us. When I dress up, when I get the color of my hair, when I put
Yeah.
clothes, I know I can't tell it all, but clothes identify you. It makes you who you are because it's the colors that, when I talk about psychology, let me just say for red is boldness. Black is boldness. When I talk about white is settle. It's a little classy like black, but it's settle. It's clear, it's pure. And so, when you get into the colors of psychology, then you begin to know and understand what makes you feel good as a woman.
Okay.
And so
we're gonna break
Is that
this
just
thing.
for a woman, or
I was going to switch over to my husband. And so yeah, we have some for the men.
Well,
as
we're gonna come on back with that in just a second. Miss Marcia, tell us a little bit about yourself. And you said you're grateful, giddy, aware, fun, and curious. Why did you
Love
choose those
that.
words?
So I guess I chose them because they made me become the person I am today.
Love that.
So I had my stroke 8 years ago, and I couldn't do anything. And today I can do everything I want to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Look at God. She really went through a transition for that. And I know she's going to talk about it. But we're going to just jump on right on in here into the show. Again, the show title is, what is it, girl? Ooh,
I take
come
a
on,
toll.
girl.
The toll on life.
Toll on life.
What a good subject.
Let's start off talking about that word toll.
Powerful.
What Pastor, what's that mean to you, that word toll?
And Marcia, you know how I go. Whenever you feel like it, just jump in here. When you have something to say, don't feel like because you're not presently here, you're not a part of this conversation. You are a part of this conversation.
Amen.
Okay.
Well, to be real relevant, on our way here, we had to go through a toll. Sam used to
toll.
And we didn't really experience too many tolls in Michigan, but of course they do have quite a few in Chicago. But here in this wonderful state of Texas, they have a nice toll. And guess what? What we're finding out is that if you want to get to a certain part of town or a certain place that you're going, you got to go through the toll.
Yeah. Unless you go take the long way.
Oh my goodness, yes. And so fortunately enough, they have made it so that everyone can travel it, but there's a price that you got to pay.
Come on, Pastor.
And life certainly has a toll that it takes on you. Now, you could choose, that I'm finding out when you do come enlightened, that you can choose a road that you're on that can be high, it's narrow, it could be a one-way ticket, or you can choose this road that you're going to have to pay some serious tolls on if you make the decisions that you're going to make.
Okay.
Yeah, it can have a serious toll on you. So
Wow.
it's an amazing topic. I mean,
Wow.
we can really dissect
We
that.
are going to. All righty then, Miss Marcia, what do you say about the toll? The word toll.
Well, I like the fact that at the beginning of the session, you had an acronym for it, and the acronym kind of made sense to me, especially about the opportunities and what you learn in life. So for me, I never thought I would wind up being a coach. I never thought I would wind up giving neurofeedback, and yet here I am. Before my stroke, I was doing marketing, and I thought that was it for me. And now that's really not part of my life anymore. So I think that the toll I'm living is one where I am giving back to people because I know how to do that now. And without the stroke, I wouldn't know how to do it anymore.
Wow. Wonderful, wonderful.
So, Miss Marcia, this is Brother Carter. Welcome to the show again. So when I think of the word toll, I think you can describe this word. You know what this word means a lot more than some of us being a person that went through a stroke. Surely that had taken a toll on your life when you went through that stroke and having to bounce back from something as tragic as a stroke.
So
elaborate on that a little bit.
So the day I had my stroke, it turned my world upside down. And by that, I mean my husband's world, my friend's world. We didn't know anything about what would happen next, whether I would die or whether I would continue to live.
Wow.
I was in pain. I was in so much pain for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to deal with it. So you either have to give up and say, oh, I can't take it anymore. You say, I'm just going to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's there, it's fine. I'm going to put it in the back of my mind and just continue figuring out something else that will engage me.
Mhm.
And eventually I learned that the pain actually did go away. The hardest part for me was, though, that I had aphasia. So I could hear what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I had exactly what I wanted to say back to you, but I couldn't speak.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
the
Yeah.
good thing is you didn't let that toll
Toll take-
keep you down. You look like you bounced back, and you
She
bounced
fought
back
her
even
way.
better and stronger than you were before the toll had took place in your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truly.
Amen.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
I want, if y'all don't mind, I want to talk about something that took a toll on me. We're talking about tolls.
Mhm.
Talk
And
about it.
I had something very traumatic that happened to me, uh, my young adult life, where someone violated me, and I didn't realize. We as women, we tend to just move on, and go through
Mhm.
life. Just
Mhm.
people go through life, and I didn't realize just how much it changed me. Um, and I didn't realize there was a cost of that change, where it took a toll. It took a toll on how I interacted with people,
Mm-hmm.
how I seen people, how I trusted people, if I would even trust you. And so life experiences do take a toll on you.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
But I thank God for my husband, because
Bless you.
he really made me feel safe. He makes me feel safe. He's there
Absolutely.
with me,
Absolutely.
where I know that something that was so violent and hard, some men, some people probably would have walked away
Mhm.
because it would have been too traumatic. And when you said, Pastor, divorce is not an option, that's always been my husband's word.
Wow.
And that was one of the things that made me feel safe and secure, because as much as I wanted to, because it was out of fear.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired. And that was my own issues. He always said, divorce is not an option. You can go in that other room.
And let me express that, because somebody might get that twisted and
Yeah.
say divorce is not an option, and kill their spouse. But we
Yeah.
don't want you to do that. You know, when I say
Right.
divorce is not an option, that means that we're going to work through
Absolutely.
all of our issues. It don't
Absolutely.
matter how big, how small the issue is in life. We gonna work together through it.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
that's what
Love
I
that.
mean by divorce is not an
That's
option.
good.
Yes.
That's
Love
good.
that.
Yes. Thank you
Yes,
for
So
sir.
don't get it twisted on the other side over there.
I'm going to throw a question out. And one of the things that we as a team do at
You
Loving
didn't give
Victory.
Sister
I didn't give you. I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I didn't.
Well,
Go
you know,
ahead.
I
I'm
actually
sorry.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
comment
Just
on you
yeah, just
guys.
go ahead. I apologize.
No,
I'm so
you're
sorry.
fine. You know, Val.
I was emotional there,
I-
and I
so-
had to get out of that space. Just to thank you. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you for that opportunity, just to say that, I fell in love with the both of you when I met you.
Oh, wow.
And you too remind me a lot like John and I.
Mhm.
It's 42 years for us, and how many years for you guys?
How many years?
She said it was too many
Too
numbers.
many to count. What's that, like 43?
Yeah, we've been together some 43
3
years.
See, so powerful. And as I was sitting here listening to, is it Marcia?
Yes.
So, Marcia, my previous occupation, I tell you, I have so many occupations before the Lord told me this is what you're gonna be. So I was a nurse back, 20 years ago. I was a nurse, and my heart goes out. I have a passion for healing. That's one of my gifts is
Mhm.
healing. I didn't know that. I'm a dancer, praise dancer, all that.
Mm.
So, I got this book here. Really, it talks about the ingredients for absolute results. It
Mm.
talks about how I came into my personal relationship
Let
with
me,
God.
let me put it up here so
And
everybody can
and
see.
and when you talk about a toll on life, I commend you, Marcia. Let me just tell you why, because I dissected that word when it was given to me. So toll is really resilience.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
bouncing back. It's resetting. It's establishing, and it's reinventing. We can be in a spot thinking this is what we want, but what is God will for our life?
Mhm.
So we in a refreshing now. We're in a refreshing. So there comes different levels, and I'm gonna be done with this where it seems like things are not gonna go our way, but when you, and I have to say this with boldness,
Mhm.
when you are a child of God, regardless, see, toll is going when life has taken a toll on your life,
Mhm.
it is going to send you through loops, through
Hmm.
tunnels, through hills, mountains. And the thing is that God has specifically created us to be able to bounce back, but
Yes.
it's our willingness
Mhm.
to
Mm.
do it. It's our
Mhm.
will. And so
Mhm.
I commend you because you didn't just lay there.
Mhm.
You decided this is what I'm going to do. And I want to just tell you just real quick the 4 W's. The 4 W's is the one. What do you want in life when life takes a toll on you? What is it that you want? What is it that you're rethinking? Like, what do I really want?
Mhm.
And that's when you start the ideals, cognitive thoughts start coming, and then want. What, and I'm sorry, then what has just happened to me?
The book. I'm
What?
sorry, I didn't want to cut you off,
That's
but
okay.
someone's asking us to put the capture of the book in the.
Okay.
There you go.
And then what will it take, Marcia, for you to get to that point
Mm.
from having that stroke? What would it take? And I'm looking at you now. You made a decision. It
Mhm.
was the decision, it was the willingness. And so, even in that, and I'm done, my book talks about 12 times that the enemy tried to kill me.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
literally drowned
Hmm.
in the Saginaw River. I was in a line of fire, gunshots, 3 times,
Mm.
Chicago.
3 times.
Mhm.
And then, not just that, I had a stove to blow up in my face.
Mm.
I had first and second degrees, but when you look at my skin now, it's new layers.
Come
Come
on
on
now.
now.
Come on.
New layers. So all these things, and then even before meeting my husband, I I was the authority figure. I was told that you will always be the leader of who you are until I
Mhm.
met my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then I realized I got to do this right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what told in life is when you come to understanding that when troubles come your way and when things happen, so you got to reset, you got to reestablish,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to know that we all go back to what does God require of us?
Mhm.
He requires us go to Genesis to multiply,
Mm-hmm.
to multiply, to reset, and to keep living long as you have him.
All
Amen.
righty then.
Amen.
Okay, I love that,
Right now.
Val.
Mhm.
That's
I
it.
love that. I love that.
Dr.
Wow.
Val, I can tell she's been in leadership position a long time.
It
That's,
took the toll of
yeah,
life to get
yeah.
me
So
here.
you went through
She's stepping out.
quite a bit
Yes,
Yeah.
you
in your
have.
life, and
And that is
talking about a toll in life
Mhm.
on life, and
wow.
I'm sure we all have
Hmm.
experienced where the weights were so heavy on us and we didn't know which way to go.
Mm.
Because I'm a former crackhead myself,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
so and I understand about the tolls of life and
My God.
how life can just hold you down.
Oh my
But
God.
look
But
at
you
you
gotta
now.
be able to
Look
know
at
how to
Look
shake
at
them
yeah,
God.
things
look
off in life
yeah,
and
Look
be
at
able to get back up on your feet.
Wow.
yeah.
God
And the
bless you.
enemy will
God
make
bless you.
you think you cannot conquer that.
Right,
yes,
right.
he
But
will.
look at that. All of us are victorious.
You
Yes.
better know it.
There you
You
go.
better know it. I'm getting ready to throw
Yes,
something out.
God is
Oh,
real.
Yes.
Feel it.
it's
He's
real
real
in
in
Sing
my
my
it, bro.
soul.
soul.
Come on now.
All righty then. I'm gonna throw something out. I'm gonna see if I can get this train back on
All
track
right,
because
get
y'all
on
done
it.
cut up already.
Yes,
No, I'm
yes.
just kidding.
This is good.
Okay, no, this is really good. What is the difference between a setback or a drawback?
Setback or drawback?
Okay. I think I'm going to start with Brother Carter on that.
Really?
Yes.
Come on, Brother Carter.
What's the difference between a setback or a drawback?
Setback. A setback
Mm.
is a set. Okay, let me see how I can break this down. Let me
Break
get
it
into
down,
my,
brother. You got it.
A setback is something that
You want me to come back?
that happens that you don't intend for it to happen. Let me say it like that.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
But the other one
The
is
drawback.
the drawback. You intentionally went backwards.
Well,
That's good.
Okay, that's the
That's
easiest
what you
way I
think.
can break it
Okay.
down. That's
That's
what I
good.
think.
Now I'm going to take it to Pastor. And then we ladies, we'll just jump in when we're ready to jump in. Go ahead, Pastor.
Setback. I believe a setback is when you've been placed in a position, looks like everything's going great, and then all of a sudden, life comes in and takes a toll on you, and you have a minor setback. Now, a drawback is when life comes at you, you just refuse to come out and fight.
Oh, that's good.
I like
You
that.
just refuse. You just,
Wow.
my hands is up. I give up.
Mhm.
I'm throwing in the towel.
I like that.
I'm done with it.
That's
It is
good.
what it is. I like
That's
that a
good.
lot.
Stay right there, honey.
Stay right.
Y'all know
Stay right
Pastor
there.
said the same thing I said, but he just did it a different way.
Yes.
You're gonna look at her. Miss Marcia, how do you see it? Come on, Miss Marcia.
So I think a setback is when you are required to change the way you think about how you're going to live your life.
That's good,
And-
Marcia.
now.
And I like the drawback, like, wait, I give up. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's it for me.
Because
Okay.
as an addict, you know, you have those setbacks. You know,
Mhm.
you run across times. They say when you get off crack, 6 months, you're gonna go back and do it again.
Wow.
And I'll be damned. That's what happened.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a setback, a temporary setback.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a drawback, you know, because the drawback,
Yeah.
like you said, Pastor, will keep you down and you refuse.
Yeah.
I surrender. I'm just gonna be.
This
just
is who
what
I'm
this
gonna
is.
be.
This is what
Right,
it's gonna
right.
be.
What you say I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
All right, my sister. go
I
ahead.
love how he say that because John and I we worked for
We hear you
a
very
substance
well.
You're
abuse
good. We hear you good.
resident,
She's good.
and we were taught with the 12-step program. The people had to stand up and say, I am an addict and I will always be an addict.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking,
Come on
no,
now, think
no,
like that.
no. I'm like, so that was that's when I knew that I cannot stay in this place, because the word of God says that you have to decree and declare a thing. And so you have to say in your mind, I decree and I declare that I am not
Mhm.
an addict.
Right.
I decree and I declare that I will be victorious in this. And so when I think about reset, and then what was the other?
Drawback.
Setback and drawback.
Setback is literally like, as a woman, Val, help me out. We have our goals, right?
Yeah.
We have our goals, what we set, what we're gonna do. And for me, I'm very confident pretty much where my plan B is mostly never in action.
Right.
Because I'm gonna do this thing
I'm
the
gonna do
first
this
time.
thing. What are you talking about? Plan B.
Yeah, so
It's gonna work.
so, so I think you and I have that in common. But when it's almost like getting the rug snatched from under your feet. Like, what just happened? I just set this goal. What just happened? What did I do? What's working? What's not working? What did I do? And then coming back, like let me make sure I said the drawback.
Yeah.
The drawback. Well, there's no drawback for me because I'm not gonna draw back. I'm coming in like a bull now. I'm coming in like a bossed up beast.
Okay, then. Okay.
That's me, because no is not an option.
No, it's not an option. And for me,
Wow,
oh my
Lord,
God,
have
Come
mercy.
on, Val.
that's some
These Vals.
vals. Some vals. So I'm gonna say this.
Pastor, your hands are full over there,
Set-
my
a
brother.
set-
You know what?
I
A
know
setback
for sure.
for me. A setback for me is I started my company left corporate America in 2003. started my own company, VK Consultant Group.
Amen.
2 years later, I had to file bankruptcy
Mhm.
because I went in with the wrong mindset.
It was
I
just a temporary setback.
Well, I thought that their doctors, they struggle and went through school and they're going to pay their bills.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
I quickly found out that you have to know your value
Mhm.
and you have to
Come on.
require
Come on.
that if you're going to do business with me,
Mhm.
just like when I go to your doctor's office to do business with you, I
Absolutely.
got to pay you before I get to the back.
Right.
So therefore, I had to learn that it's nothing wrong with me
Mhm.
saying, "Please run me my money."
Yeah. You have
And
set
so,
your
but that was a
boundaries.
setback,
Mm.
and I didn't succumb to that because it
You
I
ain't had no
reset.
throat
I
back
didn't
then.
have
You 19 years
Yeah.
strong now.
19 years strong.
Yeah.
So,
See.
and I, it's never an option for me. Failure is not an option.
Mm-mm.
I'm never afraid to go in for a fight.
Mm-mm.
You want to fight? Come on.
Mhm.
That's me. So I just believe that God has equipped all of us with the right tools. We just have to activate it. He's
Yes.
equipped us all with the
Absolutely.
tools to get out there and fight. So
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's good, Val.
I'm gonna throw this next one at you guys. Can you think of a time you had to struggle? Oh, I know, Crystal. I know you want me to take a break. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay. Crystal gonna give me. I'm gonna give y'all this question, and then we're gonna pay a bill,
All right.
and then we're gonna come back and answer it.
Sounds good.
Think about this here. Can you think of a time you had to struggle? You had a struggle that took a toll on your life, and that is from my very own Diana.
I think we just expressed all of
Okay,
this.
but we
so
still
we'll
want
come
to ask.
back.
We're gonna come right back. Okay, can you think of a time? And we don't want it to be long. We just want to give a quick, short one, and then we're gonna come right back.
Amen.
Righty.
Amen.
I'm back in here. All righty then. Okay, it was a little behind the scenes going on. Good conversation.
Mhm.
I'm glad we're back. Hey, Miss Marcia, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
She's
All
still
righty
there.
then. So y'all remember the question, even though we kind of already went there.
Mhm.
Diana, since this was your question, I want you to give it to us just in the way that you wrote it. I love my team to give us questions that they want answered that help them along the way.
My question was.
Can't hear you. Is your mic on?
No.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Diana.
sorry. My
That's okay.
question is, can you think of a time you had a struggle that took a toll on your life? But to add to that, how can you say this either benefited you or didn't?
Okay. And who do you want? Just throw it out there for anybody that
I'm
want to
just
jump
throwing
on.
it out there. You know?
Okay.
Well, let me start. Let me start there because I'm thinking back now since we got into church,
Yeah.
which is a huge part of our lives, even more so now. I lost my spiritual father back in 2000. I think it was 2010,
Mhm.
and tremendous man of God, the real deal.
The real deal.
Yeah, and he had went to Africa for 2 weeks,
Mhm.
Burkina Faso, Western Africa, and came back home. And he called me the day he landed in Detroit and said, "Son, I'd have made it back in. I couldn't go there personally to pick him up, so I sent some other folks to pick him up."
Mhm.
And came back home. Make a long story short, he got home, got a haircut, went home, was talking to his wife, and about a half an hour later, as he laid down in his purple pajamas, the Lord called him home.
Mm.
And I had a real situation that I had to do it because I was his adjutant, which means I was basically the church police officer, so to speak, for him. And so I got a call from our national church the night it happened, and they told me that your name was given to us, and if anything happened to him, you're the one that's responsible to make whatever decision that needed to be made until we arrived in town.
Mhm.
I said, "What does it have to do with the family?" They said, "The family don't have anything to do with it. He's a bishop. He belongs. He's
Mhm.
national property."
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
So I had to stay there. Basically, I said, "So what does that entail?"
What does that entail?
And
What
I
does
had
that
to
look
stay there
like?
with his remains
Mhm.
next to me until until the national people came in and took care of the business needed to be taken care of, which means I'm not even going to go into all of that, but I had to spend an entire probably 24 hours plus
Next is
with
behind you.
him,
Mhm.
observing him, watching him, and protecting him, until they arrived.
Mhm.
It certainly did. I really didn't really have too much time to think about it.
Mhm.
I was kind of just like blown away, but I was real grateful that God would call me to be in a place such of service, to be able to just to watch over him. And then I had to make a decision that I was really trying to leave Michigan during that time, because I just felt that a call of ministry to me did not mean I need to have a local ministry 2 miles down from my pastor's
Pastor
church,
uh-huh.
or even in the same city
Mhm.
or the same state.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my mindset was we're getting ready to leave and move out of town, and
Wow.
allow God to do some things with me. But I had to stay
You had to stay.
an extra 5 years. The Lord allowed me to stay to support his youngest son, that as he took over the ministry.
Mm.
It was
Wow.
real. It was a
That
real
took a,
Yeah.
that's a toll.
true toll. Wow.
Yeah.
I had
Wow.
to say yes.
You had to
That's a difference. The Church of God in Christ, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They have particular rules and stuff.
Yeah,
that-
quite structured. Yeah.
Guidelines that they go
Mhm.
by.
Yeah.
and I know that this is not alone that question, the question that you asked Diana, but your response have me with a question, if you don't mind.
All right.
And my question is, and I'm only thinking as the wife, I have no say so. If this was Brother
Yeah.
Carter,
So you're talking about the pastor's wife. You're
Yeah.
talking
Yes.
about
She had
Yeah.
no say so.
that. Wow.
I mean, I just couldn't
Yeah.
imagine.
They
But that's
planned
what
the
they signed up for,
funeral,
though.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they had no recourses concerning what he was going to wear.
Yeah.
What they were going to do.
That's only if you're a bishop, though, right?
That's concerning the bishop. Yeah, that's an
Right.
official.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging. Trust me.
So
I'm
right.
just sitting here as a
Didn't
wife.
understand.
Yeah.
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 Yes, and just I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I have no say so.
No
Yeah.
say so.
Well, I had the opportunity to speak with First Lady and to be around her. She felt safe because I don't know if you guys know G.E. Patterson before he passed.
Yes, I
Blade.
loved him.
They're
Yeah.
men of character.
Mm-hmm.
They're men of I mean, they've proved that they're men of character. So we felt in a safe place when my husband accepted the collar, he was first deacon, then elder, minister, then elder.
Mhm.
So I had to move from behind to his side to say, "Hey, I accept this as well."
Mm.
And then when they put the collar on him, which is nationally, then we stepped forward. Now you guys belong to the people.
Mm.
And so that's where we stand in integrity. That's where we stand because there's bylaws that you have to
Right.
live by. And so she was okay.
Okay.
Because just like you feel safe now,
Mhm.
we were in the hands of safe people that we knew. It was on a personal level.
Okay.
It's not like it was
Okay.
distant.
Okay. So it's people
so we
you
were
know.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's people that
Come
coming
out
from
of
nowhere
nowhere
that don't
you
have a
probably talk.
relationship with me.
Oh
That's
no,
not-
this is a good 20 years,
Oh yeah.
20
Okay.
years plus of relationship.
Have proved man of
Thank
God.
you. I know that this has nothing to
No, that's
because I was getting ready to take a toll on me already.
You see what I mean?
Yes, I can see what exactly. So
Yeah.
thank you for being thank you for
See,
being
you didn't
so
understand all of this at that time. When it
He kinda-
I kind of did. I didn't know it was going to hit me the way it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And
I
I
was,
did too. Yeah.
you know, there was conversations that we had, you know, and we knew where, you know, how things were going to be.
Yeah.
You know, if A and B, C happened, you know, this was going to happen. So these were things that were talked about.
Mhm.
We talked
Yeah.
about leaving a legacy for the family. We talked about,
Yeah.
you know, having monies and having a legacy for your family, not just to leave them fighting at the table,
At the
that type of
table,
stuff
yeah.
that happens
Mhm.
nowadays. We talked about those things. We
Right.
talked about relationships, the importance of being, not just being a public success, but also being successful privately in your
Mhm.
prayer
Mhm.
time. You know, you don't want to be a public success and be a private failure.
Oh,
We
okay.
talked about
Because
these
the wives
things.
were in
Yeah.
training too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although they were rigid, you know, with the long nails, with the blonde hair, they were very rigid with us. but there was always God always had somebody there
Yeah.
that was watching over me
Okay.
as
Okay.
an angel.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Mhm.
Whew,
Yeah, we'll
wow.
tell you more.
Yeah, well,
Powerful.
I do want to know more. Okay, then Miss Kelsey asked a question. here.
Religion is not for everyone.
It's
That's
not,
all I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh,
Religion ain't for anyone, period.
okay,
If you
right.
really
Okay.
want to,
I
yeah.
thought I lost you, Marcia. Okay, I'm gonna throw this next one out. What's the difference? And this came from Kelsey. What differences do you observe in yourself now versus when you were waging your own battles?
My goodness.
That's
Mhm.
a good question.
That's an excellent question.
Yes.
Who wants that one? You want me to repeat it?
We'll go to Miss Martin.
Oh,
I think Miss Marcia. Let me ask you that question. I think it's appropriate for you, Miss Marcia.
Mhm.
I'm kinder. I'm more generous.
Oh, okay.
So I was, I didn't think I was self-centered before, but looking back,
Yes.
I think I kind of was.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
But now I understand that the only people that really matter is the people around me.
Mm.
And so,
Mm.
and that means sometimes it's someone I don't even know, but I look at them and I think about how generous it is to see their lives as they are.
Mhm.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
It makes total
It makes a
sense.
lot of
It
sense.
makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah, I think for me, and that was excellent, Marcia. I think for me, it's living, it's waking up, being grateful as I've always have been, but living life intentional now.
Mhm.
Living
I like
life
that
like, you know, on purpose. Like every day matters to me. Every day I'm living to the fullest.
Mhm.
When even in times, my husband knows that when sickness hit us, I get belligerent.
I love it.
I get belligerent because, you know,
Yeah.
I think being a psychologist, I've learned to use the tools on myself.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that the mind and the cognitive thoughts, how you think, is so important.
Mhm.
So when I'm sick, I think I'm more in denial, and I train my mind to say, you are better. You are better. You're gonna get up. You're gonna do this.
Mhm.
And I do it. I
Mhm.
do it sick. Just like a mom.
Mhm.
We can't afford to get sick with our toddlers.
They can't.
With our kid, we can't afford to get sick with our spouse.
No,
Mhm.
that's right.
And so we keep it moving as women, but wellness is number one.
Mhm.
So we'll talk more about wellness, but
Mhm.
for me, I think it's just intentionally living life and knowing that every day that I intentionally live, that God give me the strength to endure that day.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you, Brother Carter?
I'm just listening to
You don't have anything on
Sister
that?
Williams on that.
Okay.
And you know, it's that for someone you're trained, you have your mind trained to be able to do what you do, be able to get up when you're sick or whatever. A lot of people don't have that
Mm.
ability to
It's
do
true.
that. They have the ability, but don't have the mindset, should I say,
Yeah.
to do those things. So, my question to you: what can you say to the ordinary individual out there that have not gone through the training that you have gone through, that have not been through the things that you've been through, do not know God the way you know God? What can you say to that individual that's sick and trying to get up and don't know how?
That's a powerful question.
Mhm.
I think more so it's the four W's. What what like the I when I say these words, I want you to really listen to when I say what does God have for me? What do I want? Number two, the want. When it comes to want, what is it that I want? What is it that God wants? Okay, so you may not be spiritual, okay? So we're gonna think in terms like, what does life mean to you? And then we're gonna go with the other W. How can I make this work? It's your willingness. It's your willingness to live. So you got to look at your surroundings. You got to look at the people in your life. You got to understand that this is not just about you. I don't think I've ever been selfish,
There you go.
even before I got saved, before I came to know God. You know, there's a word that goes around that we are born evil. So now that's something that people can argue about because it becomes a theory, but it's the evidence base what I know to be true. Yes, we all are. I mean, if I did not have some type of spiritual development in my life, or it don't even when it comes to religion, oh my God, I had to study so many religions. It could be, when I talk to people, it's the universe, it's Buddha, it's one thing in common is that we all trying to make it out of here. Say we all trying to live. But one thing that I do know, when you have some type of spiritual development in you, you treat people kindly. You're not selfish. You're always wondering, how can I help? What can I do better? So the key thing
So
to
you
his
can get
question,
yourself up out of the bed
yes,
a lot more
it's
easier
the
with that.
willingness.
Yes.
It's you really looking at yourself and just scan yourself. I can see, I can hear, I can smell, I can eat. Can you move your arms?
Yes.
One last thing. There was a quadriplegic professor. I'm gonna get his name, but if you Google it, quadriplegic professor in a university. He taught university. He was very known. He wrote books, but he did it through breathing through a straw.
Yes.
He never gave up. It was his willingness and determination.
Oh.
Like you, Marcia, you sat and you thought, you like, okay, I'm not gonna just lay in this bed. I'm going to beat this. And look at you. Look at you. Now you have a story and you have a testimony.
Yes.
All right. I'm glad you said that word, that testimony. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
word. Because you can't have you have to have a test.
Yes.
Go through a test
Yeah.
before you can have a money.
You gotta have a
That's
motive.
You know,
awesome.
Yes.
you can't have a money without the test.
Come
So
on now.
sometime in life we do have to go through these different tests.
Yes.
So we can have a testimony. So we can say something to someone that's going through the same struggle we're going through, because we're all going through struggles in life. Even when we get to a place where we think we already
Got it together.
made it
All
there,
right now.
there will be some trying times, should I say, come
Yeah.
in front of us. So
Yeah.
we have to basically, yes, have a relationship with God to be able to get ourselves
You have
up
to have a
and
willingness
Yeah.
to
and a
fight.
willingness,
Yes.
Yeah.
I
but
want to.
if you don't, you also need to try to find someone in your circle
And you're
Right.
to help you.
Yes, I agree.
Because
I agree.
this pandemic made everybody isolate themselves.
yeah.
Well, I think I want to take that twofold from what you said and what Marcia said. I think a lot of times, I love the fact that you have a wilderness. I love this. I love the fact that you said you have to want, and then you have to think about the why. Okay, for me, uh, I want to survive.
Yes.
I want to be blessed. I want to do all the things that God has shown me that I'm capable of doing. Why?
Then the
Because
why.
He showed it to me. You know,
That's
and
good.
so I believe that I can do it.
That's good.
He may not have shown it to you, but He's shown it to me.
Yeah.
And then I think the third one, it wasn't. It was the why. It was the one. It was
What?
what. It was the what. That's
Mhm.
that's the one. It was right there. The what for me is what is it going to take for me to do it? And
Count the cost.
I count the cost.
Yes.
You said it. And so
That's
those
the pivotal moment.
and those things are
we have.
sometimes in itself is people get afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't
That's
have
good,
that
Val.
internal strength within you, because it comes, I know where my strength comes from.
Come on now.
I don't have to talk about it. You don't have, I know. But if you don't have that in you, then you tend to spend too much time counting all the costs. The cost is there. You know, when I go to my car and drive in my car, start my car up, if I don't have no gas in it, or the gas is low. I ain't going too far in it, but that's okay. I should have put some gas in it before I left.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just believe that I love what you guys said. Marcia, you said you became a much kinder person. I think the kindness was always there. You became more aware
Yeah.
of the kindness that's in
good
you.
observation.
Yeah.
You
You
understand?
stimulated more.
Yes, I think it was there. So I'm gonna go on because
So you basically enhance who you
who
already
you are. I
with
just
yourself,
I
too.
am one to believe that what's in you is in you.
Yeah.
When it's and Pastor, how do you feel about that?
Well, we are really y'all talking real good right now. But life in itself, yeah, we come equipped with the abilities and talents that God gave us. Matter of fact, the scripture says it like this: the gifts and callings of God come without repentance, which means he doesn't change his mind once he's placed those things in you.
Come on.
In the beginning, he don't change his mind and take them away from you. It's just that you have to make up your mind to realize that he gave you the gifts in the first place, and it's your responsibility to give it back to him so that he can use it
Oh my God.
for his glory.
My.
And of course, we don't realize that many times until we get to these toll type of situations in our life.
Yeah.
I mean, it breaks us down, and almost he has to pull us away and allow us to be in some really deep situations sometimes in order for us to say, hey, I better look up because I gotta realize where my help comes from.
Come on.
You know, so when you're in dire situations, and of course I know Marcia, I can just see you just sitting there many times looking up at the ceiling trying to figure out what is really going on.
Right.
You know, and you've asked yourself the question, why
Why
me?
did
Why
this
me?
happen to
Have we
me?
ever been there?
Yes.
Why
Yes.
me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you better ask the person that has the answer for that.
And he'll give it to you.
Yeah,
sometime.
yes, he
Yeah.
will. Yes, he will.
I have I'm gonna turn this
This is
over.
good.
This is really good conversation. I'm gonna turn this actually came from Stephen,
Mhm.
which is another one of my employees. He said, in your experience, what do you believe is the most important factor in life of someone going through a crisis to ensure that they overcome?
Mm.
I want me to read it one more
Read
time.
One more time. That was a
Okay.
lot.
In your experience,
Yes.
what do you believe is the most important factor in the life of someone going through a crisis to ensure that they overcome?
This is
Overcome.
a question.
Ooh, that's
this is
good.
a question from our Stephen. He's blind.
Yes.
And,
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Oh my God,
he
he's amazing.
manages through life. I think his
His
known
family
has
My Lord.
it's a
My Lord.
generational
So
disease.
yeah, this is a guy that
Oh my God.
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah.
Even in a
Incredible young
situation
man.
like that,
Yeah.
and the way the family is, the Bible declares that we're so fearfully and wonderfully made, where one particular sense may be slighted,
Then the other one
God
gets
turns around and
stronger.
increases the other ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Increases
and
the other sense.
but if you don't understand, that can allow you to be sitting on the side of the road, like the Bible says, blind Bartimaeus.
Yes. Oh my
And
God.
the Lord said, well, do you want to be made whole?
Want to be made whole. Yes.
So I mean, you really have to really have a change in your attitude and your mindset, and you need people around you that's going to help you get there. We can't do this by ourselves.
Right.
I know. I'm going to say this last thing. My wife and me been kind of tussling about some different issues and things, concerning church.
Yes.
And concerning how things are structured. I'm a real structured type of guy. My dad was a military guy. So I'm like, ABC. Don't bring no other extra stuff to me. I got it down. I'm like, she pointing. Because I'm just fixed like that. And then I have this wonderful helpmate I got that brings in all these other flowery ideas that just messes up the whole package sometimes.
But is it a mess up or is it to help enhance it.
Yes.
Because
and,
you guys can be structured.
right.
you.
And that because I'm so
When you say mess it up, it just mess up his thought process.
Right.
Because he already had his mind
You're
going, all right,
straight
I'm going
there.
like this
Yes,
here.
okay.
But then you came and threw this in there now and went wiggling. It's still going there, but it's just going around these curves now.
right. So
But brother, you said it right. It was the
I have
thought.
to relax.
I had to bring it out. I had to bring it into reality.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I had to bring into reality. And
It's
so-
not good to be
so-
alone.
That's not good.
Hey, Pastor John,
Uh-huh.
I'm married to the veil too, so I understand.
And then even with that question, it's this is the point that we all have to come into subjection of acceptance.
Yeah.
Acceptance of understanding where we are. Acceptance of being able to say, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Because, if you're not careful, even in the spiritual realm, someone can say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. When you're not.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
okay
blessed
to
and highly
say,
favored.
yeah, but it's okay to
Okay.
say, you're not
Today,
okay.
I'm not okay.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
it's okay.
nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong. It's okay because the only perfect person was Jesus Christ. And so we have to come into acceptance of where we are and delegate.
But the thing is, if you tell somebody I'm not feeling okay today, they gonna turn, well, what's wrong?
Right.
And I don't want to have to explain what's wrong.
Well,
So I'll just say I'm blessed and highly
Well,
favored,
I
and you
disagree.
can leave me
I
alone.
disagree with that because if if I don't feel it today, I'm not asking for a pity wagon.
Right.
I just don't feel good today.
Yeah.
Right.
My head is hurting. I'm gonna stay focused.
Yeah.
But I'm not asking for a pity wagon or a conversation. You asked, I answered, and we're moving on.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's healthy or good for people to always just go with that standard.
It's not.
It's not.
High blood pressure.
Yes.
It's headaches. It's all these different things that we were taught that too.
Yes.
We were taught that. So we're in a place in an era now. Old things. Here's the thing. It's the same problems, the issues. It's the same issue, but new people.
Yes.
So we in a new era that we got to do things that we know that are right now.
Things are doing a little better.
Yeah.
Because that blessed and highly favored person that never said nothing was wrong. And then you get a phone call. So and so passed.
That's the way.
They gone.
I know a lot of blessed and highly favored things have been said over these last couple of years that changed a few folks.
I have one of the ones on that board that want to say, come on, Miss Diana.
I want to edit it because I think you should just combine both of them. You can say, I'm not okay, but you know what? I am blessed.
All right.
Because you can always admit that you're not okay, but you don't have to stay in that. You can just say, you know what? I'm not okay, but you know what? God blessed me with another day, and I can look towards the positive side.
I like that.
That is
very good.
So that's addressing the issue, but then giving you a path to move
but you
forward.
got some who will not admit that.
Yes.
They will not admit it. And I'm saying as a psychologist, it's okay to say you're not okay.
It's okay. It's unhealthy to say you're okay when you're not okay.
I'm going to say this, and then we're going to take a pause for the cause, but I believe it depends on the arena you're in, whether you want to say what's wrong with you to someone, because you can't say what's wrong with you to any and everybody.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think you have to go into a conversation about what's going on to just say, well, I don't feel right. I'm not feeling good today, and keep it pushing. That's somebody else. Well, we're at the top of the hour. I agree, and we got to take a pause for the cause, and we'll be right back. Miss Marcia, we'll be right back. Hold on, we got to pay some bills over here. All righty, we back in here. Okay.
We're back in here,
We're back in here and ready to go with this candid conversation on Raise the Praise 100.
The Love and Victory Show with Val, where you have the candid conversation.
Go ahead and say it all out there, baby. What you
call your listeners? What do you call them?
They my candy babies.
Candy babies.
And let me tell you why they candy babies. Right. And they're not babies because it doesn't mean that you're a baby. That means that you want some of this candid conversation. They support it. They are willing to just be honest, let it down, let it free, and just have this conversation with us.
And those of you that are live streaming and on our chat line, we have posed a question earlier today, and we want you to respond to the question.
We would like to answer.
Okay, what was the question?
The question was, why do we wear bright pastel colors for Easter?
Oh, that's a good. Okay. Here's what happened. I stepped out of the room and had to go take care of something, and I left these three in here to run the show. I come back in, they didn't had a whole full conversation talking about pastel colors, and I got, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good question.
That is a powerful question.
Okay, you want to take that?
Yes.
Okay, then there you go.
Let the image consultant do
That
that.
image, come on.
Well, as an image consultant and my title is psychology. I studied the colors. And so, number one, pastel colors is a tradition. If you would Google that and go back, you would find in different cultures that's a happy color. And where the bunny came from, I can't explain that right now. The Easter bunny.
We ain't gonna go there.
We ain't gonna go there.
So when you look at purple, lavender, that's soothing. So when you look at yellow is radiant, it's happy. When you look at what other colors we have soft. Think of the colors. Pink.
Well, Sister Weed.
Yes.
We're gonna address more of that at the end of the show. We want the people to chime in on this because they're gonna take your answers right now.
Come on.
I want to hear their different effects on this thing.
Awesome.
Well, Miss Marcia has a lot of colors behind her.
A lot
of colors. So, what's your thought on the question they just asked, Miss Marcia?
Oh goodness.
I really don't know.
Okay, well, we gonna come back with it because you got them colors up there, and I know you're gonna have something later. Crystal brought us a question here, and we're gonna let Crystal go ahead with her question that she has that she wants to ask everyone.
So of course everybody went through their own trial and a toll. So I want to know, did resilience play a part in your healing journey? Why or why not?
Ask that question again.
Did resilience play a part in your healing journey? Why or why not?
Resilience, huh?
Resilience.
Well, brother, you should have talked about that.
Come on,
it was
brother.
the bounce back. And you talked about that. And yes, I think resilience played that part with most people, because it's how did they bounce back? It was a determination, and it was a willingness. It was a pivotal moment where they said enough is enough.
Okay.
It take the 3 W's, huh?
3 W's.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Resilience to me is like one of them old school rubber bands.
All right.
They got stuff now. You go in there and buy a bag of rubber bands, and them things break as soon as you pull them out the bag. But old school resilient, it reminds me of a rubber band. It just stretches. It stretches, but it doesn't break.
Wow. I like that.
So life takes you through those, stretching moments, those situations, stuff stretch you. And if you got that resilience in you that comes deep down on the inside, you got to be able to. Got to be able to draw down on your life experiences to keep you moving forward.
Come on, Pastor.
If you don't allow life to take you through some situations, you will not be able to stretch. If you just sit down and say, hey, I've had enough, well, guess what? That's as far as you're going to go.
Wow.
So in other words, if you're okay with just being okay, yeah, that's about all you're gonna get out of it,
That's
huh?
all you're gonna get out of it.
Okay. So in other words, what I'm hearing you say, and then I want to hear from you, Marcia. What I'm hearing you say, that you have to be willing to keep going and keep learning and keep growing and keep. I mean, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you have to have a long term type of mindset. That looks down the road instead of not just one day at a time. Because one day at a time is okay, when you're walking through it, but you still have to have something that comes in and says, I've got a greater plan for you this way. And if you just trust me, I'll take you there. Yeah. And the good thing about the Lord, I mean, he tells us that we're gonna have some troubles and trials in this life. He said, but be it's okay. I'm with you. So if you know that and you have that down in your heart, then when things come up, you know that, oh, this is just another opportunity for me to stretch, for me to be resilient, for me to get back up.
I like
Yeah.
Did that answer? Go ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead.
like, can I answer my own question?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
Of course, this is just my personal
Speaking to
answer.
your mic.
Bring it to the mic, you little up.
Y'all know I don't need no mic.
Okay.
But I feel like with resilience, in the simplest terms, it's about being a tough cookie.
Okay.
What I mean by that is that nobody told us it was gonna be easy the way it go. Nobody said it was gonna be an easy journey. Nobody said that it was going to be an easy whatever. We all know that life is never easy. And I feel like being a tough cookie is that you are, of course, some things are not going to make you comfortable. That's easy. But I would say the point of being comfortable, of knowing that it's okay to be uncomfortable. If I'm making it make sense. And I think with also being a tough cookie, you're not afraid of that uncomfortable feeling.
Right.
You're okay to let him just say, you know what, I'm strong enough for this moment, and I'm strong enough to give it to God to let him overcome whatever it is. So I think it is just being firm and sturdy within yourself, and then everything else.
I like that.
out.
Good
You gotta have some stick to itness.
Yes.
You know, no matter what comes your way, I'm gonna stick to the plan.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna. I had my Achilles ruptured my Achilles playing basketball some years ago, and that was, it took some what's the word you said?
Resilience.
Yeah, some resiliency to endure that type of injury. You know, because it just don't heal all on its own, which I thought it did.
Well, Brother Carter, let me tell you about this man. He thought all he had to do was drink some water, and then it was gonna come back together. He gonna keep drinking his water. And y'all know what he did? He kept letting it get worse.
No.
He just thought water. Okay.
But I see Pastor and Sister Williams over there passing notes over there. So you know, this the candid conversation area. So I'm being candid and telling y'all what they're doing. So I want to know what's on the notes over here.
Well, you know what? That's good, because you know I have to continue to acknowledge the younger generation as well. And I like the way, what's her name?
Crystal.
I love that, how you brought it down to a tough cookie. But we were kind of looking at, when we got married, it talked about the 3/4 chord. Am I saying
threefold cord?
Threefold cord.
So you remember that, right?
Wait a minute. We're gonna slow down.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's
Threefold cord.
Threefold cord.
Threefold FOLD cord.
Threefold cord.
Yeah, threefold cord.
And I'm surprised I'm struggling with that now, because this is what I knew that this was based on our marriage vows when we got married, because it can't be broken. It can't be broken. Cannot be broken. So the notes that we were passing, I'm ashamed to say that I'm like, okay, so what is the main word to that threefold? And I wanted to give it to my younger generation. So he went to the scripture, and I can't find it now.
That's all right. That's all right.
But for the listening audience, go and look up, Google it, and then it would take you to the scripture.
So I want to go to Pastor right quick. This threefold. What does that look like? What is this?
Okay.
Well, what it really is referring to, when she mentioned it to me, I first said love, joy, and peace. She said, no, that's not the right answer. Even though those things are good. But what it really relates to is that you can be by yourself and fall. But if you have somebody that supports you, you can get back up. And that's a threefold cord. If you got somebody there to help you, then you can get back on track. One by himself can't make it.
Yeah.
Two will help themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'll allow you to continue to go forward. So that's just letting you know,
Yeah.
like Marcia found out, is that her situation was just not just about her going through, but it's about how she's going to help somebody else get up.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because you could be a tough cookie, but we all need somebody.
We all need somebody.
I thought it was threefold was God, Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
We were going to go there.
Okay. Well, we have
That's true.
we have a caller coming in. Crystal, you want to go ahead and say who that caller is and what they're calling in about?
Yes, so they want to chime
Can you get in front? Yeah.
They want to chime in on the question about resilience.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna actually
And what's the name?
I believe this is Miss Yielded.
Okay, wonderful.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I believe
You-
I might be wrong.
Okay, let's see.
Caller, come in.
Hello, caller.
Can they hear you?
I can. You don't have her on. You don't have her. Put the mic there. For some reason, I'm not hearing her. Okay, you got it.
Can y'all hear her now?
No, go ahead.
No.
Caller, just give us 1 second.
Good morning.
There she. How are you doing this morning?
I am well. Thank you so much. First of all, big shout out to Val here, Brother Carter, Diana, and Crystal, and all of the great guests here on the Love and Victory Show. Y'all know I was sitting listening quietly, and that question about resiliency came up, and I'm like, man, you know, we got to be resilient because the Bible tells us that the Lord knew the plans He had for us.
Yes.
And if He knows those plans already, then we have to get back to it. You know, we always talking about being able to speak to it, but it's to get back to it that keeps us in the rightful role of where God has us. It says, though the righteous man falls 7 times,
Come on now.
rise again. But the wicked stumble and when calamity strikes. So if we're righteous, we got to get back to it regardless of what's going on. And so, Crystal, you always picking people's brain early in the morning making them think. And I just want to let you know that that's a good thing, considering your age, to make us be able to go back to the principles and the basic fundamentals of what Christ has already established for us in this earth. And if we don't get back to it, then we miss the whole thing. We ain't fighting for the victory. It's already been won, so we got to get back to it, y'all.
Come on. Okay,
I know exactly who that is.
let me tell you, this is Yielded. This is one of my sisters. Good morning, my sister. She's another host on the Raise the
Yes.
Praise 100.
I recognize the
She's
voice.
my mentor too.
You serious?
Yeah, Dr.
That's got to be
Nitra.
Dr. Nitra.
It's that Dr. Nitra Shelton.
Oh, do you know? Come on.
Is it Dr. Nitra?
No.
Don't sound like her.
Yeah.
Can I?
This
Nuh-uh.
is
This is Miss
IVU.
Ivy
Well,
Hill.
tell her
Oh
thank you.
my
You
God.
hit the word.
Y'all don't
on
know the
the
girl
nail.
name.
Yes.
That's Lakeitha, girl.
Oh, look at
Well,
don't.
AKA Miss Lakeitha.
Oh, what am I gonna do with y'all?
IVU.
I want to tell y'all that this is my true sister on Raise the Praise. She is so supportive, and thank you for coming on in here.
Powerful.
And very powerful,
Mhm.
very powerful. And tell them when we can they can tune in and hear you, my sister.
Man, listen, I was trying to disguise my voice with this sinus stuff, but
Oh,
Sister, you are one of a kind. There is no way.
I knew it was you. I knew it was you already.
Powerful.
Okay, tell them how they can listen to you. Tune in.
I'm on every Tuesday, 4 to 7 p.m. with Fire, where we're bringing the heat to the word on the street, and then every Sunday morning, 10 to 1, to the glory of God. Right here, Raise the Praise 100, where we praise God all day, every day. God bless y'all. All right.
All right,
God
we
bless
love you. Thank you for calling in. Bye bye.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely.
She
powerful.
is amazing. I know.
She's a powerful,
She is a powerful, just a woman of God. I just absolutely love her.
Mhm.
Shout out to somebody we thought who it was.
Yes, that's
I
okay.
love it. She hit it on the
She
nail.
hit it. That woman there, this woman right here is something else. Diana, I'm going to give you a moment to give your last question to us, and we'll jump on in here.
Of course. My question is, what would you say to
I
someone?
can't hear you. Why are you talking so low this morning? What's wrong with y'all? Wake up.
That mic.
I'm awake. I'm
Oh,
just.
okay, there
I
you
want,
go.
It's soothing.
Okay,
you know?
come on.
What would you say to someone who is going through a tough time and feels like they just can't carry the burden anymore?
Mhm.
Wow.
Good question.
What would you say to someone that's going through something, carrying a heavy burden? You say, correct?
Yes. In summary, yes.
Yes, I think I want to.
Go ahead.
I think I want Marcia to take this question first. So, Marcia, what would you say? Could you answer that, please?
Yeah, I can. You have to reach out to the people around you for help, and you have to reach up to God for help as well. Without the people around you, you don't have help. You don't have any reason for going on if you're all alone. So you have to reach out to the people around you and for God.
Okay. Okay. A perfect answer, Pastor.
Well, our Lord said, cast your cares and your burdens upon me, for I care for you. Take my yoke upon you, learn of me. He said, my yoke is easy and my burdens are light. So the whole reason we talk about for tomorrow, Resurrection Sunday, is exactly what he did. He came to take these burdens and the weight of sin and the weight of mistakes that happen in our life. And he says, hey, I understand. I know where I've been there where you've been at. I've been betrayed. I've been accused. I've been beaten. I've been crucified and I was innocent. So I understand what a lot of people say, well, why have I had to go through this? Why did I have to endure this? But he understands. So yes, Marcia, you certainly said it right. You got to take these things to God. And then, God uses these wonderful people around us, like these people that invited us here today for you to be encouraged. They've been through some things. So I believe you can gain some information and gain some insight on your situation. To really be surprised about it, the enemy would have you think that you're the only one that's going through what you went through.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Come on. And if the truth be told, there's about 10 of them around you that probably, if they would be honest and transparent, they could help you out. They're closer to you than you think.
That's what I always like to say about the Love and Victory show with Val, that things that we have such candid conversation, such open conversation about who we are as individuals versus trying to analyze a situation.
Right.
We just speak just from the hip, from the heart.
From the heart.
And I always tell my wife all the time, every time, when we having these shows, someone might be out there listening.
Yes.
And someone may be going through some of these very same issues that we talk about through the show. So it's very important that we be honest about who we are as people. Right. Because you never know. There might be someone out there.
And I think, I know, not think, I know why God has, why he called us to do this.
Yes.
It wasn't anything that we intended on doing at all. It was nothing.
Usually isn't.
It was not anything. And we're still learning and we're still going. And all we ask God to continue to do with us is use us.
Yeah.
I said to my husband, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna do a podcast." He said, "Oh, a podcast?" I didn't know what I was doing. It's like the team. And then I said, "Oh, I was asked to be on a radio show." And guess what? You my co-host. And and the one thing about
you got drugged to church.
and being a member of watching the Huxtables, I only did what the Huxtable man would do. Yes, dear.
I think what this whole thing has done for us, it's also been therapeutic for us.
Yes.
Not only has we hope that we've been a blessing to others through the guests that have come on the show and others that have given candid conversation. I hope that people walk away and they've gotten something, and the ones that's listening, but it also has made us stronger. We've been able to pull down walls that were
awesome.
That were up, and my husband has never been a person that is as expressive about his feelings and
intimate.
He wouldn't get it. Oh, now it is what it is. And it's really been good. So I want to say that, take this same conversation, and I want to say, what were some of the takeaways from your own personal adversities? And for me, my own personal adversities, my takeaway is that I had the opportunity to through the adversity to really learn who I am and who God created me to be, and accept that I was wonderfully made. So,
All right.
I love that.
yeah.
So for me, I think hope is evident even more so now. Hope and contending for the faith. Keeping the fire burning in your heart, because without faith, we're nothing. We have to have some type of hope. And I think during this pandemic, 2 years, it allowed me, I'm still learning my husband.
That's right.
But there was a moment like, do I know you? Oh my
There's a
God,
few
do
minutes,
I
yeah.
know you? And it has, brought out the hidden challenges that we had. And so it's made us stronger, and we are going to continue to fight for our marriage.
That's right.
We're going to continue to ever evolve and do well and be an example for the people.
Yes. I love
So
that.
hope is the key. Hope.
Hope.
Because without hope, what are you contending for? What are you fighting for? Without hope.
But the one thing about this pandemic, since you brought that up, it has given us an opportunity, a fresh new opportunity to really get to know our spouses, to get to know
Yes, sir.
who we actually married to, and it's still very difficult because I'm gonna get my head smashed. But women have these different personalities that come out.
on.
Yes, sir.
And we don't know
Marcia and Val,
sometimes.
he's
How
good for
many?
putting his
How
foot in
many?
it. Let's give it to him. Come on.
And so sometimes you think you almost think you got her. And then something else will show up. I was like, well, where did that come from?
Okay. Well, it was always there, darling. You just didn't notice it. Okay. Or maybe it was just
The right situation brought it out.
So wouldn't y'all say that, ladies? There was a
Don't
certain
say that word.
Marcia, wouldn't you agree? It was always there, right?
Yeah.
It certainly was.
It was always there. You just never noticed it, or maybe it just never.
Women.
Brother Carter's keep it.
Y'all like the hurricanes.
What that mean?
The meteorologists be looking at the hurricane.
Oh,
they
here
say
you go,
it's
y'all.
gonna come.
Shift.
It's gonna come this way, right? It's coming right up Galveston.
Yeah.
And that rascal don't come nowhere near Galveston.
But is it fair to say, as a team, as a helpmate, we always come together with homostasis?
Yeah.
We always come together with a common cause. Is that correct? Ken?
Look at Pastor.
I'm going to say it like
Come
this.
on, y'all, look at Pastor. Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. We done got very candid right now.
Let's
say
come
it
on,
like
Marcia,
this.
jump in here.
Quite some time ago, I don't know if I was reading a book or I was listening to someone, and this particular person, I wish I knew who it was, right? It'll come back to me. But this particular person said, sometimes God is speaking and sometimes God sounds like my wife.
It was some famous authors.
Look at Pastor.
It must have been a comedian.
Look at Pastor. He is cracking up over here.
They wrote a book for us.
Look at him. Y'all.
But
Ooh,
the
Jesus.
truth of the matter is, we all imperfect humans.
Yep.
And we got two imperfect individuals trying to make a oneness together.
That's good.
And the oneness,
You being careful, Val.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
watching.
That's
and the
good.
oneness take time. The oneness takes effort. The oneness.
Come on, baby.
You have to continue.
Wow.
Well,
Preach, Brother Carter.
Like what we talked about, Pastor. Divorce not being an option.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
what
sir.
that
Yes,
the
sir.
two imperfect individuals becoming that one ring that's around the finger.
Brother Carter, you did really, really well. You didn't dig yourself. You didn't dig yourself. Actually, you went in the ditch, but you came up.
Well,
So I'm very,
at
very
the
proud
beginning
of
of
you.
the show, they gave me titles. I'm an unlicensed pastor. I'm an unlicensed therapist.
Unlicensed what? Unlicensed
Yeah,
poet.
poet.
What else is it?
Oh, man.
You did so well.
Yes,
See, I
sir.
thought you was gonna start a riot here. 'Cause I had my ladies. We was gonna come.
We was
fight.
ready.
They was ready. They was gonna.
Marcia, you
Miss
ready?
Marcia, you got anything to say to what Brother Carter said?
Not really.
Huh?
Not really.
Not really.
So
Okay.
as Brother Carter, when you dig ditches, you gotta know how to get your way out of them ditches. So
Need some help, bro.
you did real well. We're getting to this point in the show that I
Oh,
really don't like. But I really wanted to make sure that I give some time to the guests on the panelists because I really want you guys to share with the people about yourself, your ministry, your experience on the show, and your takeaways from the show. And what would you leave the listeners with? So I want to start with Marcia, who is not here.
you kicking in early
Yeah,
today.
no,
huh?
no, I'm kicking in right on time because they have a big show coming in right behind us, and I want to make sure that we're good.
Oh.
Okay.
Amen.
Yeah. So, Marcia, I want to start with you. Go ahead, Marcia. Tell us a little bit about you, what your experience was, and how they can find out about you. And you
So-
can also tell them about your book.
So my book is called Stroke Forward: How to Become Your Own Healthcare Advocate, One Step at a Time. It is available on Amazon. People can contact me at marcia@strokeforward.com. And the thing I really got from this show is you're a community.
Say that.
And
I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Community.
you're a community.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it was so refreshing to be part of your community.
Oh.
God bless
Oh.
you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And then I am going to take it to First Lady.
Thank you. And
Oh.
then my husband can close out.
Yeah, there you can.
So Marcia, I really like what you said because this is a community conversation that we're having with, our environment. And so we are heart to heart coaching, also heart to heart ministry international Inc. And I'm gonna let my husband say a little bit more about that. And we teach, educate, train, and our thing is we just want to touch one heart to another. And so what I've learned on here today was, for me, it was healing. Whenever you have a conversation like this, the dialogue is so refreshing. The dialogue heals, and it hits those points that you have been struggling in as well. And no matter, titles doesn't make me, titles, things that I know. My strength is in the Lord. I give glory to him in all that I do. But I want to say this. I love people. I love problem solving. And that's what I think that we have with this beautiful couple is we can't problem solve everything, but when you touch one heart to another, that's good enough.
Wow.
That's
Sister
good.
Williams, would you also elaborate on your business?
your
that
book.
you-
So,
the business that you.
okay. So you can read. We are on all social media. We are on Twitter. We're on, and you can find it. Just go to Heart Coaching, and we are on Facebook. We have our ministry on there as well. And if you want to send information or find us, go to meetval.com. I'm sorry, meetvalwilliams.com.
Amen.
meetvalwilliams.com. And then one other place, if you want to email us, because our website is in progress right now. So if you could take this email down, I take all my emails.
I'll have Crystal put it at the bottom
Okay.
of the screen. Yeah.
It's Dr. Doctor B as in Victor, ARILW @gmail.com.
Okay.
Amen.
All righty then. Amen. She's also
write this down
she's
on-
also a author, and as she said earlier, she has one book, The Ingredients of Absolute
write this down.
Results, by Dr. Val D. Williams, PhD.
Amen.
And then she's also an author in a book called International Women of Color Who Boss Up. I go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go
And that's
get it.
those two are yours.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I'm
Thank
going
you
to
so much.
autograph it.
So I want you guys to know that we take it very serious. We hear your comments. We hear what you have to say, and we try to deliver the type of guests on the show. Pastor, you want to go ahead?
Well, we certainly thank God for you thinking of us, meeting us for the first time a week or so ago, and we just connected and just had a wonderful time. And I was so blown away by so many of the women that were there, and Tam coming in, meeting her for the first time, and like we've seen each other before. It was just such a connection there. And I kind of whipped myself on the way back. I said, well, I was so moved by what was going on. I forgot to pray for her. But the Lord reminded me, son, you missed the opportunity, but there's no distance in prayer.
Yeah, there's no distance.
So I was just so elated and so excited for her, and also for my niece. And then I turned around and looked, and this is why it's so important. Like you said, Marcia, this is about community. What we do and what we've been doing is not just for us. My entire family has somehow or another, from both sides of our family, have kind of moved here to Houston. There's just under 100 of us that have come to live in Houston over the last year or 5 years or so.
Wow.
And the Lord moved on our heart last year during the pandemic of all times and said, son, it's time to open up this church. I mean, this is all him. And we just followed instructions and did it. And this is where we're at. So we also were moved a couple weeks ago. We have our own office space on Jones Road. It's 12345 Jones Road. 12345 Jones Road, Suite 285, and it houses Heart to Heart Ministries International Inc. and also Heart to Heart Coaching. We also have quite a few businesses going on in there. Matter of fact, all the suites are full, and they're all family and extended people that do a great entrepreneurship. I mean, that's what we're all about.
That's good.
About trying to let people know that whatever you're doing now, you can do greater.
There you go.
You can do greater. And we're just trying to be examples for them from going to school. Matter of fact, I'm in a doctorate online program right now with Colorado Tech University for a business management degree. And it's all God. I've been in school. I came here to Texas without a degree. I mean, the Lord can really bless you.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a degree, but I'm telling you, in order for you to do some of the things he wants you to do, sometimes you got to go back. And so I've been going back since 2016 around the clock. So with the Lord's grace, I should be graduating sometime in November of 23.
Amen.
And
Lord.
yeah,
especially when you
it's
can
a
do it
God
at
thing.
our age. Yes,
It's a God thing, because I'm not even a degree for what? But it's not about me. It's not about us. Yeah.
All righty. And then I'm going to turn it over to Miss Diana. What was this show like for you, and what did you get out of it?
So one thing for me is, I guess the phrase like you're stronger than you think.
Is your mic on? Oh, okay. I'm
Sorry.
That's okay.
Y'all hear me now?
I can now.
So one thing for me was just the thought of that you are stronger than you think.
Yes.
I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I love working out, and one thing I always learn, especially in weightlifting, it's I can pause for a certain amount of time, but my body still knows how to lift the pounds that I lift. So sometimes it takes you believing in yourself, you believing in God, and just walking with him hand in hand, and you're gonna make it at the end of the tunnel. Just stay positive, Admit that you are going through it. Take those five minutes. I always tell myself, take 5 minutes of your day when you feel like you need to just let go and then just break down. But then after those 5 minutes, you got to get right back up.
Okay, all right then.
5 minute breakdown.
All righty. Okay. And Miss
like
Crystal, I love that. What did you get out of the show? And
Well, first I want to thank the guests again for one, taking the time out of the Saturday morning to come and do this Candid Conversation, and two, the rapid response that they got. We literally confirmed this about a week ago or stuff. So everything just kind of fell in place. I definitely think the guests that we did have brought different dimensions and different perspectives, but all came together about the topic.
Mhm.
And everybody has different tough decisions or tough things that go through life, and I feel like this candid conversation helped anyone who is going through something or didn't know how to overcome it has at least learned at least one thing
That they can do.
that they can do or that helps them to overcome. So thank you for just telling us your experiences and different perspectives on the topic and just being very candid with everybody. So
Appreciate that. All right, and Brother Carter.
So before you and I go, let's address the question that was raised this morning.
Okay, well, go
Did
ahead.
anybody chime in?
No.
Did you have any?
No.
Why
Do we wear?
do we wear pastels?
He wants y'all kiss
Colors.
I thought you forgot about that.
I know, right? Lord.
Sister Williams, in the shortest form you could give this answer, please do so. Why do we wear the pastel colors
On Easter.
on Easter?
Express yourself.
I think it's just giving all the glory to God in his wonderful, unique way of expression that he is the creator of all.
That's all you.
That's
That's your answer. You sticking to it. He's colorful.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it's rainbow time.
Okay. Okay. Marcia, what about you?
I think the pastels are it's our way of expressing that spring is here. I don't know.
Okay. And
No,
that's
good.
That's a good answer.
There are no right or wrong answers to the question.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what you think about it. I was just thinking about it myself.
Well, I like the neon green and the neon blue. Those are my colors.
So I have Miss Crystal. Y'all, Crystal says she looked it up. What does it say, Crystal? Come to the mic.
okay, so let me. Y'all know I can't see.
Lord have mercy.
Lord help.
Okay, so
Come on, Crystal.
I gotta let me make sure I'm reading the right thing.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so it's breaking down each color.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
No,
we
we
ain't
ain't
got
breaking up.
time. for
Right.
that.
So the main reasons is basically going back to the colors associated with the Catholic.
Faith.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's where it came from.
Yeah.
So the colors are associated with the Catholic
It's supposed to align with those. Yeah.
Catholic faith.
Oh, okay.
That's the Google.
That's what
Version.
Google say.
That's the Google, and that's what
the
this
Google
website took me
Oh,
to.
okay.
Color me.
There's
That's
three
the
basic
website.
colors. There's three basic colors, and then
Mhm.
out of those basic colors come 7 colors that make up the rainbow.
Mm.
It's got kind of Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Mhm.
It's got some basic. That's just God just interwoven Himself into everything that goes on in our life.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just
But
kind of
it does give
Yeah.
the actual
Well,
meaning.
It's
my
refreshness.
thing, as I know, it's basically traditional.
Yeah.
It's something that's been passed down from generation to generation. However, it is beautiful to put on these colors on these different times because you can't wear them during the winter time. I guess this is the first time you can actually wear these types of colors socially, should I say.
That's what they
But
say.
yeah, that's what they say.
That's what
I
they
don't
say.
think you. I think
wear
Oh,
colors.
I got an actual reason why it's pastel.
Okay.
I don't think you have to worry about me wearing a pastel light velvet lavender suit.
Okay, I'll write it in, Pastor. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the real reason is because first off, pastel colors are meant to be joyful. So
Okay.
they're used in Easter celebrations because they symbolize the sheer joy that Mary Magdalene and the other women from the Gospels experienced when they discovered that the tomb of Jesus was empty on Easter
All
morning.
right.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
I like
okay.
that. I like that.
Okay, all righty.
We'll
then.
take that.
All right.
I'll take that. Brother Carter, you want to tell us what you
Well,
got out
so
of
my
the show?
take on the show is always like to go back to the matter, the subject that matter, which is the word told.
Mm.
And so, what I would say to the listeners, to the
What did you
people
get?
that are listening, the word told, it's decision making time, should I say.
Mhm.
You can make a decision to let the tolls of life weigh you down, or you can make a great decision and decide I'm not going to let this hold me down, whatever that situation may be, whether the situation is drug abuse, alcoholism, whatever problem, all the different things that we face in life, don't let those things hold you down. Get up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow will come.
Okay.
Whether you hear it, whether you want it
Whether
to
you
or
want it or
not,
not.
it's going to come.
Yes.
Okay.
So you may as well make up your mind that I'm going to join in on tomorrow as well.
That's good.
Amen.
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 Well, for me, your host, of the Love and Victory Show with Val, I want to thank each of you all. I want to thank you so much for just honoring me with your presence,
Amen.
honoring our listeners. I don't take it lightly. I'm so appreciative of my team for their booking, but I'm more appreciative of the ones that come on set. Because you take the time out of your busy schedule and you say, I want to pour back into someone else. And so I'm honored that Marcia, you got up. Val, my namesake, my newfound sister, you got up and you came here and you gave. And to Pastor, with so much honor and so much respect. I'm so grateful for you because it's so easy to speak and talk to you. You're not one just in this short time. You're not someone talking down to the people. You're talking to people. And I know that this ministry that God has called you in is going to flourish. And so just stay steadfast, stay unshakable, and just remember you have everything that God has required for you to have in this hour.
Amen. Thank you.
And most importantly, you got a Val next to you, so it's gonna be all right.
Yep, she reminded me of that last night.
It's gonna be all right. And to our wonderful listeners, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being so faithful to the Love and Victory Show with Val. And to my sister from Raise to Praise 100, I be yielded. Thank you for calling in. And again, we couldn't do this without God or Raise to Praise. So thank you for having us on here.
And be sure and share with your friends also.
Yes. Crystal, how can they tune in? Would you let them know how they can follow us, tune in, all that good stuff?
Well, they can find us on Instagram at LV with Val, on Facebook, The Love and Victory Show with Val, on YouTube, where you have to subscribe to get those notifications about this good, candid conversation every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Raise the Praise. It's The Love and Victory Show with Val. And then, as always, if you want to know more, you can find us on the website, www.lvwithval, because everything is The Love and Victory Show. Everything is Love Victory with Val.
All right. We got through it. It's a wrap. And if you guys can turn to the camera and tell everybody goodbye. Marcia, we love you guys. Until next time. Thank y'all. Bye-bye. We're out of here.